guys, welcome to my current household for the month of August 2022. I'm happy to give this to you today. Technically, I had a good family. I had the Hamiltons. I still have the Hamiltons. I finally got Maybelle to finish school as a young adult, technically right when the high school pack came out. Like, she was a day into her last day of high school was about the day the high school pack came out, and I was like, oh yay, she could graduate from high school. She couldn't go to prom, but she could at least go to graduation. Yay, at least one of my Sims in this legacy can go to or graduate high school, whatever the case was. And I was like, and then the high school pack came out. There's a ton of bugs going on. I transferred basically my not my saves, but I transferred my game onto a different hard drive because I was having obviously issues with lag and stuff like that, and performance issues and it freezing constantly, and I was like, I can't deal with this. So I had to I transferred everything to a hard drive, a different hard drive, because I've bought basically one of those external hard drives that are over like I believe it's a 6 terabyte hard drive, and because I record my videos on a it's not a gaming laptop, but it's a good enough laptop to record videos on and be able to play The Sims 4 with mods, at least with mods. Not custom content, but with at least mods. Like the basic gameplay mods and that nature. And so yeah. So that happened, and so my Hamilton legacy save that I have been playing for, I was on the fourth generation heir. Like, she just aged up to a young adult, and then everything went kaput. And I was like, ugh. And then, last week, I believe it was last Friday, actually, guys, I have started a kind of a high school years, series, but it's a live stream. So if you guys want to go, I want to try and do it like every Friday, because that's technically really the only time of the week. Fridays and Saturdays really are the only time of the week that I can actually sit down and record the game, either record the game or do a live stream. And so I decided to do a current household today because, well, I also want to do a live stream, but the last live stream I did, it was a 3-hour live stream, I believe it was, and only one person showed up to my 3-hour live stream the entire time. So I'm trying to get more people to show up to the live streams, to show up to a live stream before I do another live stream. So yeah, I only have 54 subscribers, so that makes a big difference. So this is technically the starting of a new legacy. Technically this is called the Helton legacy, because technically my founder here is Mr. Donnie. Well, his last name is Kirby now, but I think so technically this is the Helton Kirby legacy. So Donnie is basically my sim that I created from Create-A-Sim. He's actually quite unique. I really like him. I kind of fell in love with him in Create-A-Sim. So I kind of wanted him to have at least one child, and then continue on with that child and whatnot. And I've been also doing the gameplay based on the wants and fears, since that's technically a new feature that came in the high school years patch, like the first patch, which I digress on that one. I did have some problems partially with that patch. Obviously the incest situation, when it come to wanting certain sims to be boyfriend and girlfriend and whatnot and stuff like that. So it wasn't my cup of tea. But yeah. And I don't know why he's mourning. I understand why he's getting divorced, but because he did get divorced. But anyways, I digress in that situation. So the sim that is first, because I think he's older than Donnie, is his husband, Nicholas Kirby. Nicholas was actually not the local librarian. We're currently in the world of Evergreen Harbor. I hardly ever play in Evergreen Harbor. We're actually living in the apartments, I believe, the apartment out of Visquari, I believe, is the neighborhood that's in Evergreen Harbor. It's the one usually that's really green when you start out the game. Anyways, if you have The Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle. The sim I had on that one, he was basically and technically I shouldn't call Donnie a he, I should be calling him a they, because technically he's non-binary. But anyway, I digress on that one too. Okay. So anyways, his husband, Nicholas Kirby, he is actually a cisgender sim. He's a male, obviously, but he came to us, he autonomously with the new, I believe it came with the high school years pack, this little mini feature where they have autonomous relationship. Donnie kept getting Nicholas to be his boyfriend, and I was like, no. And then we became friends with him because he was originally one of the librarians in Brightchester, because Donnie would constantly go to Brightchester, and he would, because he's a bookworm, and so he would constantly be getting the wants to go to a library and read a book at a library. So we went, and I felt like Brightchester would be the closest library. I would, in realistic terms, would be the closest, probably the closest library to Evergreen Harbor. So we go to the Royal Library in Brightchester, and he's basically one of the librarians that shows up there and takes a liking to us and whatnot, and talks to us and does all those good things, and then just basically, shows up, kind of thing, kind of scenario. I was like, okay, all right then. And then, so he basically, in that retrospect, he technically just does whatever. So then, before Donnie was ever with Nicholas, he met a lady named Hallie Dobson, and she was an interesting lady. I was possibly planning on marrying her, or we got the autonomous pop-up that she wanted to be our girlfriend, and I was like, okay, sure, let's try her out. But also at the same time, she was also married to this guy, Miles Dobson. And I was like, why are we dating a girl that's already married? And so we dated this girl for a while, and then Donnie basically told Hallie, hey, leave your husband, come live with me, kind of scenario. I don't think they were engaged. They were just in the stage where they were living together. And basically, and so Miles got upset with Donnie because of the simple factor Hallie left Miles for him. Which I think is a little crazy, but anyways. And so, and now the story with Nicholas is he's just left his wife, Kira, for Donnie, because Nicholas Kirby has had a crush on Donnie, I would say, for, I don't know, ever since he met him at the library, at the local library, pretty much. And Donnie kept saying, no, I don't want to be your boyfriend. No, I don't want to be your boyfriend. No, I don't want to be your boyfriend. And then finally, after so much time, after we broke, Donnie decided to break up with Hallie because Hallie was pretty much cheating on Donnie with the next door neighbor, Donnie's next door neighbor, William Moon. And well, Hallie and William became woohoo partners, basically. So friends with which is also a new feature that I believe came in the patch, the high school years patch, but I'm not sure. But anyways, so that happened, and yeah. So now they're still woohoo partners, and I don't know if Hallie is married to anybody anymore. I know she's not married to Miles. I know Hallie, while living with Donnie, she tried to reconnect with Miles and possibly tried to get back together with Miles, but so far that hadn't happened. So I think she's living with some random chick, I believe. So yeah, so that's Hallie for you. So, and this lovely lady is actually a very dear friend of Donnie's. Actually, it's Donnie's woohoo partner, because Stevie Davidson, she's a co-worker of Donnie's, and she's a journalist. And they basically decided when Donnie and Nicholas, after they got married, Donnie basically asked Nicholas, do you want kids through a surrogate? And Nicholas was like, sure, why not? And we basically asked Stevie, because she was a good friend of, basically, Donnie decided to choose Stevie as a surrogate because they're woohoo partners, they're best friends, stuff of that nature. She's a very beautiful sim. And I felt like if Donnie was going to be married to a man, that Stevie would be the perfect specimen, since to be a surrogate, because she doesn't want romance, she just wants woohoo. Okay. She's all about the physical, none of the other crap. None of the romance. She's basically an A romantic. And so she's more into the sexual part of attraction. Anyway, so she became our surrogate mother, and she basically just gave birth to, we find out the day of the birth, we ended up with triplets. 2 boys and a girl. So our oldest is Holden. I believe this is Scarlett. Okay, so we have Holden, Holden, Scarlett, and Hanson. So we have triplets, which is interesting. 2 boys and a girl. So I don't know who is going to end up being the heir for sure. I might have just all 3 of them be in one house until I can figure it out, until one of them gets married or they find a partner or whatever the case is, kind of scenario. So I don't know. But anyway, so Nicholas, Kirby, he is childish. He is also a romantic. He's also a prodigy. So he's extremely talented in everything. He was a librarian before he moved in with us, so that doesn't surprise me. He's also bisexual, obviously. He's a cisgender, so he identifies as with the gender he's assigned to. that he was assigned to at birth. Obviously, he's tuberculosis immune. He can experience romantic attraction. He could also experience sexual attraction. He's an ally to the LGBT plus community. He identifies as a male. He's indifferent about being romantically exclusive. He's got a weak immune system. He's neutral regarding having kids. He's also bi-romantic. So he's basically bisexual in that regard. He's publicly has come out on social media that he has, after divorcing his wife, that he is bisexual and is currently married to a man. So, well, not exactly a man, but Donnie doesn't basically identify as either one. He identifies as non-binary, which obviously you don't really have the choice, or do you have a choice if you're non-binary? Donnie's gender identity does not fit within the male or female binary model. So technically he doesn't fit. He doesn't fit into any particular gender. At birth he was assigned male. In the binary sense he is a male, but at the same time, who knows, he could identify as female later on down the road. He could, basically kind of scenario that ends up happening. So, and Nicholas also is a bodybuilder. That's his aspiration. Donnie, who is basically the star of the show in my book, his traits are foodie, bookworm, and perfectionist. He did have clumsy as a trait, but I don't know what happened. It seems like every time I put a custom trait in of some sort, it seems that clumsy always is out of the traits for some weird reason. And I know it's Donnie was formerly known obviously as Donnie Helton, but now he's Donnie Kirby because he took Nicholas's last name, which is okay. So I guess I'll change the last name to Kirby, I guess. For the triplets, but originally their last name was, I believe their last name was Davidson originally, because obviously that's what Stevie's last name is. But and technically, that's biologically Stevie is their mother, the triplets' mother, but she was the one that donated her egg pretty much to let them have their families. So and I'd probably use her again, but the simple factor is there's already 3 kids as it is, so I kind of don't want any more than 3 kids, because especially when they're teens and having to go to high school, I would rather just stick with 3. Because I haven't gone through the whole playthrough as in the high school yet, as a high schooler yet. So even in the 3-hour live stream that I did, that's currently on YouTube, the first part, I don't even think I went through high school yet at that time. I think it was still a weekend or whatever before she could go to high school. And it was a single, I think the household was a single father. I can look them up on the gallery. I think they're on my gallery page if you want to check them out. Mine and households, and they're probably still under, yeah, they're gonna be under, yeah, Helton, oh, that's Donnie by himself, and then I have an updated one with, this is Hallie. Hallie before they dumped Hallie, so before Hallie dumped us. But I believe, yeah, this household is the Prestons, and I believe, I'm hoping, oh, that did have custom content, because his hair must have been custom content, and her pants must have been custom content. Okay, well, this is my live stream family. The Prestons, David and Jeanette Preston. So that's basically a single father with a teenage daughter. So that's kind of crazy thing to think about. So yeah. So I think I said Donnie's foodie, bookworm, and perfectionist. He's also non-binary. I think I've already said that. He's not completely out. He has come out to friends and family. He has come out to, he came out to Hallie. She accepted him as he was. But she wanted nothing, she didn't care much about the LGBT community. She basically accepted him, but at the same time she wanted, no part of it, anything like that. So he does can experience romantic attraction. He's bisexual. Evidently he's also a light sleeper. He's star material. He's insecure about his image, self-image. He's fertile, so that's the reason why they ended up with triplets, probably. He can experience sexual attraction. Oh, okay, so clumsy is there, excuse me. He's also got a small appetite. He's an ally of the LGBT community, which of course he's a part of. He's meningitis immune. He's indifferent of being romantically exclusive. He also has a weak immune system. He's neutral about children, but I know he wants children because his aspiration is to be super parent. He's wanted to have kids despite everything. He was even willing to have, basically have surrogates, just to have kids. So, even if he had to donate his sperm to somebody that'd be willing to carry it for him, that's what he was going to do. And he's biromantic. Oh, I guess he is also clumsy, but I guess it's a reward trait. It's not a cast trait, which is stupid. So, likes and dislikes. I forgot to do that for Nicholas. For Nicholas, music-wise, he dislikes romance music. He dislikes Evergreen Harbor, which is where they live. He dislikes the color purple. He likes basic fashion and boho fashion. He also likes hobbies and skills. He likes to cook and he likes mischief. And then decor, he likes suburban contemporary decor, which is interesting. He's also got a history degree from the University of Rochester, which I did not get that for him, so he did that on his own. Donnie's likes and dislikes. He dislikes backyard music as well. He likes the town of Brindleton Bay, which maybe we might move after the triplets or toddlers. I've been thinking about moving to a different location, so we might move to Brindleton Bay, maybe, because that's where Donnie would like to live. So we might move there next. Fashion and style. He likes masculine fashion. He also likes boho. He also likes gothic fashion or style, fashion style. And then he dislikes feminine style. Fashion wise, he also likes outdoorsy fashion. He likes the color blue. He dislikes island decor. And hobbies and skills, he likes video gaming and he likes photography. He's also has the people person lifestyle. I think that's it on his. He doesn't have any lifestyles yet. I don't think Nicholas has a job. No, because he was a librarian, so he doesn't have a job anymore. Donnie, his job, he's actually an advice columnist. So he gets 61 simoleons per hour, which is pretty good. And then he needs to write an advice column. I also have a mod that overrides the writer career and I believe the entertainer career. So when you write a book or anything like that, it just goes, it says, oh, this is the first draft of your book, or this is the first draft of your column, go and edit that column, or something along those lines kind of scenario. Will last longer than my last households did. And, so that's what I hope.
Birthday.
That's what I hope will happen anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and favorite it if you enjoyed. Also subscribe. It means a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next video.